Greetings, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. My name is Clark, and you're watching Clark Vision 2020. And today's episode, I'm going to get into a discussion about carb cycling. I decided to put this episode together because I've been getting a lot of questions lately from friends over there at the gym, and I had a phone call yesterday from my brother Muhammad, and Muhammad said, I'm going back home in about 5 weeks and I want to look good, brother. I want to add some muscle but burn some body fat. What do I do? And I said, you should try carb cycling. You see, gaining muscle and burning fat at the same time is kind of hard to do, so you got to have the correct tools. So here's what I do. I like to have a low carb day about 5 days out the week. And then I have what I call a bump day where I increase my carbohydrate intake, and then I have a blitz day where I just go all out and have fun, eat whatever the hell I want, and drink some beer. So let's talk about the low carb day. So I'll start out when I begin the phase, my first 4 days, I'm going to go ahead and be on that low carb cycle. And I get 90 grams of carbohydrates at that point. And the 90 grams, 25 of those grams are going to come immediately before, and then I'll have another 25 grams immediately following the workout, and that's going to be of a high glycemic source, such as fruits, or sometimes I'll have like white rice. And the reason I do this is because after workout, the first thing your body requires and wants is that sugary carbohydrate to restore its glycogen stores. And then my protein intake on those low carb days, I keep around 1.5 grams per pound, which at my body weight at the time I started this was 180. So that's going to come out to 270 grams of protein a day. And then as far as fats, we got to keep that at 90 grams per day. That'll make up the rest of my caloric needs for that day. And those fats come from good sources such as nuts, fish, and other natural sources. Then after those first 4 low carb days, I have a little bit more fun. I get to go ahead and have what I call a bump carb or, extra carb day. And so on those days, I'm increasing it to 360 grams or approximately 2 grams per pound of body weight. My protein I'm keeping still between 1 and 1.5 grams, and then the rest is made up of the good fats. So then after that bump carb day, I'll go back to a couple low carb days, and then I come to that blitz day. Now the blitz day, here's where you get to have a lot of fun, because on a blitz day, are you ready for this? I get 4 grams of carbohydrates for every pound of body weight. So if you do the math, that's 720 grams of carbohydrates, folks. And on that day, since it's really like a cheat day, I get to eat all kinds of good shit like pizzas. I drink some beer, if I want to have some pie or something like that. But you got to be careful, because if you haven't been putting that food in your body for some time, you might make a mistake. Like one day I was looking at my was it FitPal app, and I was adding up my calories, and I said, man, I'm about 50 grams of carbohydrates short. What should I do? I was like, I know, I'll go get some maple bars. So I had a couple maple bars, and within a couple hours, I just felt kind of sick. So don't go overboard on the indulgence into your comfort foods. And so the important thing, though, on this blitz carb day is because you're getting so much protein and so much carbohydrates, you really need to decrease your fat intake. So I cut my fat intake down significantly. I try to limit that to about 50 grams on that particular day. Now, what I'm giving you is just a baseline. Just because it works for me doesn't mean those same numbers are going to work exactly for you. So what you do is use that as a baseline, and then you should be seeing changes in your body within those first couple of weeks. And if you're not seeing the fat come off, then maybe you need to cut back a little bit on your carbs. Maybe you need to increase the protein a little bit more. Maybe you need to add a little bit more fat on those low days. So you're just going to have to play around until you get comfortable. And so the other important thing is water intake. Especially if you're taking any type of creatine supplements, it's essential that you pump at least 120 ounces of water into your body on a daily basis, because your kidneys need it, and water is beneficial for the body since it is the primary element that our bodies are comprised of. So anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I want to shout out to all my friends over there at Be Fit. You got my man Toots, Gina, Jerry, Casey, all my other subscribers out there. And if you find this interesting and want more content and information, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.